Howdy, howdy, fellas. Another World of Warships Legends match today here in the Rodney on the map Shatter. This is a ship that... This is just like a match made in heaven. This ship and this map... Dang it. I already restarted once because I couldn't say all that. Screw it. Rodney Shatter. Good. Here's my build, A.L. Nelson. I've got Big 7 and running with scissors. You know, I could see building into some turret traverse with the inspirations like Kedrov or, what's her face? ARP Yamamoto. ARP Yamato. Yeah, she's after the ship. Yeah, ARP Yamato. Madden might do enough. I'm not a huge fan of Madden, but like if he's what you got, you know, so that's not bad either. Possibly even turret first slot. But anyway, that's what I'm running with. I could see something more survivable, but I've gone like all in on the close range brawling with this. I think that's what this ship is kind of designed to do. It's what it's good at, and it's fun. You know, it does it in a way and to a degree that not a lot of other ships can really pull off. And when you can get it going, it's really fun, and it really makes the ship stand out. And that's one of the things that I'm often looking for in a ship. I've got, I don't even know, 300 plus ships at this point. I think there's almost 500 in the game. So if I'm gonna play a new ship, I would like it to have something different. And if you try to build this thing like every other ship, play it like every other ship, that's not that fun. This thing is, in my opinion, quite clearly designed as a close-range main gun plus nuclear torpedo brawler. That's what I've built it for. I absolutely miss fight fire with fire sometimes. I considered putting the clips in, but there have been a handful of matches where I've just been like wrecked by the Dutch cruisers have been the biggest problem. I'm not sure. I think it's the tier 8 one. The planes actually, I think, pin the deck. I'm not 100% sure on the numbers on that. Maybe they're just doing superstructure, but I think it's deck. And they just wreck you if they get in, get a couple of drops, especially if there's more than one. I've run into a couple of divisions, like a duo, that are running the same ship, and they duos just like, like 6 drops incoming. Like, that is hard to withstand. Even with the super heals, I'm not even sure if fight fire would save me. Yeah. So anyway, I'm taking an aggressive position here. A lot of times you can shoot ships coming across that kind of like northwest gap as they spawn in the middle. They often go that way. You can get some shots there. But I see this Jervis, saw his torps going the other way. Jervis has good torpedoes, but they are a decently long reload. So I know I'm relatively safe here. I'm also see these ships coming over the other way, so I got the shot off on him, really chunked him, and I'm like, come on guys, finish him, he's right there. We've got like 6 of our ships just on top of him. Thank you. Alright, cool. Worth it. Here, you know, I see our... What was the ship on our flank? I can't even remember. Something with smoke. I can't actually remember what he was. Maybe an Italian cruiser? I think maybe it was an Amalfi. I see him over here. I see these ships and it's like, yeah, I want to get in a brawl. Like, if I can get in close on this Iowa, I should win. I'm a little, you know, feeling a little hinky about this Jean Bart coming around the side here. Oh, it's a Zara. That's what it was. Okay, cool. If he, if the Jean Bart, like, pushes fully around here and his guns are going the right way, I'm kind of in trouble. I think you know, I get away with it here. If that had gone differently, hey, you don't get this match on YouTube. But, you know, just being realistic with myself, if he pushes that corner aggressively and his guns are positioned, like, I might not make this. And again, I said that in the previous video I made about Rodney. That is certainly a weakness of the Rodney, is it's just not that fast. In a faster ship, I could have been there faster. That makes sense. So yeah, get these super aggressive frontal torpedoes off on the Iowa. Does he even really have a chance here? You know, if you see a Rodney pop up this close in an Iowa, I think maybe your best bet is to kind of go nose in, hopefully dodge a few of the torpedoes, and maybe get the drive-by if you can find the angle before the Rodney deletes you. I honestly don't know what I would do in an Iowa in this position versus a Rodney. I think just you can't get in this position. And he knew I was here. I think his best bet is go full forward and head off to the west and just like get out of here. There we go. I knew that since the Jean Bart had come around the other side that he would be backing up, so I'm ready for him, already angling that way. Whatever cruiser's off to my left. I'm not 100% sure what it is at this point. I might have known in the match. It's been a while since I played this match. I didn't get a chance to make the video as soon after I played it as I wanted to, so I don't remember everything about the match. But I do remember this brawl with the Jean Bart, and it's so embarrassing. When this all happened, I was like, oh man, well, that was a good beginning of the match, but I guess this one's not going in because it really just messed this up. Let's just count how many torpedoes I miss on this guy. That's 2. You can see one going past him there. There's another one. It's like he just read my mind every single time. Like, I'm trying every way I know how to predict. I'm like, okay, well, he's going to go back in. I'll lead it in a little bit. And then he just, like the second I launch it, he's already turning. He's already getting out the other way. I'm like, okay, well, fine. Well, I'll do, maybe more the next time. And just every single time, he just dodges. And I'm props to him, but also I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so frustrated. All right, yeah, so like even more, I'll lead it even more in this time and just try to get, more. But then like he's further that way, and so he just like swings his nose out of the line. I'm just like, oh my god, he dodged it again. He dodged it again. All right. Looks like he's maybe coming forward. I'll just do it straight on his nose, and to be sure, he won't have any space to get out. I'm also trying to knock his guns. Yeah, I finally hit him. He can't get out of the way of that one. I find that when I play the Jean Bart, my guns get knocked all the time. But I really don't have the same luck knocking those. Those, I guess, just kind of went past. Not the best shot. It may be the A.L. Nelson. Like, I don't actually know what the Rodney's pin is this close in. I assume it's enough to knock the Jean Bart guns, but it may not be. So I sneak away there. Again, he doesn't have the turret traverse. I don't have the turret traverse. Like, we both kind of whiffed there. Take it as an Algerie. So yeah, definitely wasn't that worried about this guy. Take him out, and yeah, cool guys, don't look at explosions by Algerie. But I want to get my guns on this Jean Bart. I'm trying not to open up too much of an angle so that he can delete me if he gets his guns around. So yeah, I'll take one shot at a time if I have to. Try to bounce his shells. Yep, so that was him. So yeah, now I know I've got a couple of seconds to get them in, and boom, there he goes. 2 overpins even with the short fuse. Probably aimed a little high there. But yeah, that can be a bummer if you miss those kinds of shots. The French battleships tend to have like a... It's not like a full turtlebacky kind of thing in the same way that the Germans are, but they have like space, slope, something. I don't know the exact like technical part of it, but a lot of times it can be hard to Citadel French battleships at different ranges. So, but he's down. He's done. I'm low health, but I've got a lot of healable damage, so we'll take it. The Akatsuki Death Strikes that Turpits. I was hoping to, get some damage on him, but whatever. Just sending a GG to the Jean Bart, because he did, I was so frustrated that he dodged so many torpedoes. Good for him, and, bad for me. I think I say it. I think it's like still in my channel description. I will miss all torpedoes. I don't know why. Just not good with them. This Akatsuki, I was on the mic there. The game that I just played, or just posted, I think this video will come up after, had the Kagera that does the same thing, and I see this a lot, especially in IJN destroyers, but it's not exclusively them, maybe more than normal. Like, sitting behind the island like that, he's got concealment that will keep him covered, so to speak, for a long time. When he's sitting behind that island, all he's doing is actually giving his enemies the advantage of concealment and cover. He should be further out. Sure, stay nose facing that way so that he can pop behind that island if they get closer, if he's worried, if something comes around the corner. Like, yes, absolutely. But just staying right on the island like that is actually a really bad play as a destroyer, because you give up your advantage. Now at this point they're getting close. Like, now he should leave. But he kind of, whips his torpedoes. The Cleveland is shooting him. I'm trying to get the Cleveland off his back. So we kind of clean this up. Or, well, I don't clean it up, because I'm like, alright, fine. Another missed Kraken. It's okay. But I do need this Cleveland to go. But then I really, nothing else is really shooting at it. So, alright, maybe I will get this guy. Ooh, he's turning in. Is he going to slow down? Probably should have staggered my shots a little bit more on that, but we'll get the spread take care of him. So yeah, we only need one shot. Alright, we got it. This Leon. This is an unfair match. I overmatch him everywhere. His guns like don't even come close to penetrating me, and he can't, he can't burn me down or anything like that. Not at this range, not with this amount of time. He's done here. He's already lost this. But I'm hoping for the kill because we want the Kraken. 178,000 damage. Yeah, Rodney can absolutely pump out the damage if you get in a position to do so. You see the Akatsuki is still there. He's still hanging out right on that corner, and it's like, dude, you can see the Leon right here. Like, just leave. And he gets, he's like lining up that shot again. Like, all right, it was two matches in a row. Everybody starts somewhere. I did not know what I was doing when I started. I tried to do some research, and good old T-Bull, bless his heart. He helped me. Like, would have been totally lost for a lot longer without his help. I always appreciated how he broke down the matches and just had a really approachable style of playing. I think a lot of other contributors are certainly good, certainly do a lot of the same things, but I'll still, T-Bull is kind of like the OG for me. I learned a lot of my basic gameplay concepts from him, so yeah. I wish some of these destroyers would watch some of his stuff so they could get that idea of spotting, playing objectives, things like that. It's like that's part of your job as the destroyer, not just sit there and wait and try to line up dev strikes on battleships at the cost of your own ship. That's not worth it, 99% of the time. We'll say 95% of the time. Here, my teammate is, rightfully so. He doesn't know me. He's worried about this. He's like, no, just cap the base, dude. Cap the base. And like, I get it. I've done the same thing in his position, so I don't begrudge him. I'm just looking at the map, my health, my cooldowns, like everything. This Tirpitz isn't gonna sink me. I know I don't need to sink him. Like, if he just goes and hides and I get reset, this game is won. I just want the 6 kills. I just want the 6. This is a total greed play. But I also see, like, I've kind of got the cover. I'm also supporting my teammate, mine as well. Let's get some shots on this Tirpitz. I mentioned the Rodney being a great brawler. I mentioned in my other video, I haven't in this one yet. It's got the Soviet dispersion formula, so, less than, I believe it's 11 kilometers. It's improved. It's still fine past that. That was a plenty tight grouping on the Tirpitz, even at whatever it was, like 12.5 or so. Maybe could have aimed a little higher up and got some more pins in the superstructure, but I really like the guns on the Rodney, and I actually really like short fuse shells on battleships anyway. I like the chunk damage they give you, and yeah, we get the 6, like 5 hits right there. No citadels, but it doesn't matter because we take it out. Yay! We got almost 200k, 6 kills. The Rodney's a lot of fun. Not the highest scoring because it's capture the base, but good game.